All right, what other poll questions do we have, Seton?
Who has the most important performance tonight? Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Throw in Draymond Green if you want. Other, neither.
Well, if the Celtics are going to win, Jason Tatum has to have a Steph Curry-like night, it feels like. But you can't have an off night. You got to put up something that is going to make a difference here. If he gets 27, Jaylen Brown gets 24, Marcus Smart gets 23, okay. But, Golden State has had, it feels like somebody steps up, or they've been stepping up. And Draymond Green played better in this game, but you know why? He played basketball. He wasn't auditioning for a movie role. Like, he went out there and played. That's all I want. Okay, he scores 2 points, but if you give me 9 rebounds and 8 assists and throw in a couple of steals, I'm fine with that. Play some defense, I'm fine with that. And I want to see him hustle. That's all. But, I don't know if I can get that. Does he buy back into that Draymond character tonight because they're at home? Yes, he
feels like Jason Tatum needs a signature moment or a signature game. He needs like a big performance to sort of...
Well, we're waiting for that. I think he's a year away. There's certain players that you go, boy, they're a superstar. But there's only a couple players who are more than just a superstar. And Jason Tatum is a really talented player. But I think we want to have a coronation too soon for him. He just turned 24. I want to be fair to him at this age. Steph Curry gave you something that, we haven't seen that before. I mean, you want to talk about shots that were contested. That's one of the greatest shooting performances I've ever seen. And you can stand at the three-point line and still not make as many shots as he did with people on him. I just thought it was remarkable. Also, Marcus Smart's Defensive Player of the Year, right? He's a guard, right? Why isn't he guarding Steph Curry? It feels like he's been guarding Klay Thompson, who you don't need your best defensive player to guard Klay Thompson. Yeah, Paul.
Without knowing the X's and O's, it feels like the Celtics are just running people at him constantly, where one guy has them, the other guy gets picked. Yeah. But sometimes Steph ends up with Robert Williams on him with his wonky knee, and he's like, oh, fantastic. And it's like a team waves of people.
Well, you also have, it's like Jason Tatum, they want to get a switch where he's guarded by Steph Curry. That's what the NBA is now. It's pick and roll. Let me get a mismatch here, and then am I going to take a jumper or I'm going to beat you to the hoop? Jason Tatum's got to make 2-point shots because his percentage has been really poor. The Celtics still take some wild threes. They turn the ball over, and if Golden State wins tonight, then all of a sudden you're going to see some real pressure on Jason Tatum. This is where you make a reputation for yourself. And then you had people who had the audacity to question if Steph Curry is one of the great players of all time and he's got to win a Finals MVP. I don't know who's watching or if you've been watching. Steph Curry is one of the all-time greats. Oh, Kevin, he needed Kevin Durant. He didn't have Kevin Durant the first year. And he didn't have Kevin Durant this year. So I'm surprised. He lost Klay Thompson for over 900 days. And he got him back, and this isn't, Klay of old. Klay may be better next year. James Wiseman, their top draft pick, hasn't played. I mean, what Steph did on Friday night in Boston is one of the finest performances the Boston Garden has ever seen. Because you know what's coming. KD won the MVP in the finals twice. He had Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, a healthy Klay Thompson. Steph doesn't have that. Jordan Poole, okay. Wiggins, okay. Nice players. Klay Thompson, not anywhere near what he used to be, but maybe he never will. Everybody in the building knew Steph was going to shoot. And these were all big threes. These were threes that they had to have. There was a moment when Jaylen Brown takes a wild three. Steph comes back down, hits a three, and that was the ball game. And you could tell, even the announcers were saying, oh, boy, you can't do that. But Steph made them pay with hands in his face. Remarkable. Had that been a game 7, a clinching game, we would put it up there with some of the greatest performances in NBA Finals history. Now he's got to close this out. You got people saying he's the MVP now. And maybe he is. They gave it to Jerry back, in the late 60s against the Celtics. But I don't know if Steph is the MVP if they lose. I have a hard time doing that. I remember Chuck Howley of the Cowboys in a game they lost to the Colts in the Super Bowl. He got MVP. Jim O'Brien kicks the field goal, and they win, 16-13 or something? They go, hey, and the MVP is Chuck Howley. It's like, he plays for the Cowboys. They lost. I remember asking my dad, I said, wait, can they do that? He goes, I guess. Yeah, Paul.
Doesn't that seem like something that will never, ever happen again? Like, it probably happened to Chuck Howley. They gave him the award, behind the laundry bin in the back of the building. It wasn't a big presentation. Can you imagine, name the player, gets Jalen Ramsey, the Rams lose, but you're the MVP. Here's your truck. And he's up there like, man, we just lost.
Yeah.